Steven here from Upkeep Media. Today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how to build links for a local business. So link building is literally the key to your success when it comes to ranking your website, your business's website, in search engines. Links are currently a top 3 ranking factor. They drive targeted traffic to your business's website, and they're not going away anytime soon. So they've been a ranking factor for the past few years, actually probably since search engine optimization has existed. And they'll continue to be a huge ranking factor for at least the next few years until maybe artificial intelligence comes on. But we'll worry about that when we cross that path. So how do we build links for a local business? This can be challenging. So I'm going to give you many different ways that you can start building links to your website. Take these, implement them, and I guarantee you're going to start to see tremendous results for your company's website. The first type of link that we always like to get for our clients are location-specific guest posts. If you're not familiar with what a guest post is, it's essentially when you write an article for another website and in exchange, they link back to your company's website. So you can use Google, Yahoo, Bing, whatever search engine operator out there, DuckDuckGo, there's a ton, but use those main 3 ones and you'll be fine. Basically, you want to find businesses in your city that currently have a company blog, and you're going to use search engine operators to sort of speed up this process. So there's a bunch of different search engine operators you can use to find basically different companies that are in your city that have a blog and that you can possibly write for them on their blog. So I'm going to show you an example of what I would do. So let's say that I own a business in Atlanta. So I want to find basically other Atlanta companies that are currently blogging that I can possibly reach out to and ask if I could submit a guest post to their blog. So I would type in something like Atlanta. Let's say I'm an electrician and I want to find obviously not my direct competitors, but other companies that are relevant to my niche but aren't necessarily exactly in my space. So an example of a company I would want to reach out to might be a property management company. So I would type in Atlanta, property management, in URL, blog. So what this is going to do is it's going to pull up all the Atlanta property management companies that currently have a blog, because when I press enter, you'll see what I'm talking about. So here you have basically all the results that come back. Here's one, for example, houseatlanta.com/blog. So you know they're blogging. Open up that link. Check it out. They have a regular blog. We can reach out to this company and say, hey, I see that you guys have a great blog. You're really keeping it up to date with relevant content. Would you mind, or would you be open to possibly allowing an outside source to produce a high quality article for you guys in exchange for a link back to our company website? So all you have to do is go on, try and find their contact information on their website. If you can't find it on their website, check out their social media profiles. For example, their Facebook, their Twitter, whatever it might be. You should usually be able to find some sort of email address somewhere. So in this case, I see one right here, info@houseatlanta.com. I would want to take that information down and then send them an email asking if I can produce a guest post for them. Another type of link that we'd like to build up are industry-specific guest posts. These are websites that basically blog specifically about your industry. They're usually ran by bloggers, so people that do this full-time and just produce articles and content related to your specific industry. So again, we want to use search engine operators to find these types of websites. I've given you an example in this video of a type of search engine operator we would use. So you see it here. Example is industry, and then in quotation marks, right for us. So I'll take you through an example again. So head over to Google and industry. So let's say we're in the home improvement industry. So type in home improvement and then in quotations, right for us. And look at that. We have basically a list or tons of different websites that talk about home improvement or that are relevant to home improvement. and allow you to submit guest posts. Because if you check on these websites, they have a section that literally says guest posts. So here you just have to follow the guidelines on how to become a contributor. Usually they'll want you to pitch a topic before you submit any content. So reach out to them, ask them how to become a contributor, how to submit a guest post to their website, and make sure that you just verify with them that you are able to get a link back to your website, because obviously that's the primary purpose of doing this. I mean, another, say, secondary purpose would be you're trying to drive traffic to your website. So people that are on these websites are interested in home improvement, and if you have a link back to your company's website, there's a good chance they might click through to it. But the main purpose is to build up a link, because that's really what's going to help you when it comes to ranking in search engines for keywords, which is what's going to help you bring in business. Another type of link that are great for local businesses that are also pretty easy to acquire are niche specific guest posts. So this I recommend only if you operate in a particular city. So this isn't for multinational companies. It's really for local businesses. So the goal here is basically we want to reach out to other companies that provide the exact same service as us, but in a completely different geographic area. So an example of this would be, let's say I am a tree service company and I operate in Atlanta. I wouldn't want to reach out, of course, to other Atlanta tree service companies, because those are my direct competitors. But what I would want to do is reach out to tree service companies in different cities and try and acquire a guest post from their website. So I'm going to show you an example. So let's say I'm sticking with the example of an Atlanta tree service company. I would want to, for example, check Chicago. So Chicago tree service. Then again, I would put in URL, blog. And now I'll find all the Chicago tree service companies out there that have a blog. So I can, again, find their contact information, reach out to them, and ask them if I can submit a guest post in exchange for a link. What I would do if I were you is I would go through every page I can find that's still relevant. So eventually, if you go far enough, like if I head to the 7th page, they might not be as relevant. So here, we're starting to get to Dallas, Mad Money, Coupon Book. I don't think that has anything to do with tree service. But I would just basically keep looking through it until I find that the quality of the websites I'm looking at are no longer relevant. So you want to do that with Google. Then you can repeat the same process with Yahoo, repeat the same process with Bing. I guarantee you're going to find tons and tons of link opportunities for your company. And these are also great opportunities because they're niche relevant. So they're literally the same type of service. And one of the factors that are important when you're building up links to your website is you want them to be relevant. You want them to be in the same niche or in the same location. Another type of link that is really good to build up are niche specific directories. So there are tons of directories out there for people to submit their websites, and you basically want to try and find all the directories out there that are relevant to your company. So again, you want to use search engine operators to facilitate the process. An example of a search engine operator to find a niche specific directory would be your industry, and then in quotation marks, put add URL. So if I'm in the real estate industry, I would want to type in real estate, add URL, quotations. And this is going to give me basically a list of different websites that allow you to add your website to their directory. So you just go through these and add your website into all these different directories that you find. And make sure they're relevant. So if you see something that's completely irrelevant, I wouldn't necessarily put my company into it. So like this, I see hot versus not. I don't think that really has much to do with real estate. Click on it. So yeah, this looks like a very generic directory. Like you have tons of different niches. You want to look for ones that are niche specific. So for example, one I can think of off the top of my head would be property management today. So if I were a property manager, this would be the example. This would be a perfect example of the type of directory I would want to be submitted into, because it's specific to the property management industry. So it adds relevancy to my website when I'm acquiring a backlink from them. So another type of link that we like to build up are city-specific directories. So this is the exact same idea as niche-specific directories, except in this case it is specific to a city. Let's say I'm a company located in Tampa. What I would want to do is go into Google, Tampa, add URL. Now I'll find basically all these different websites out there that allow you to add your website's URL to their website. And what happens in the process is you end up acquiring a link. So if I come here, for example, this is a Tampa directory. It says submit your website. It asks for your name, email, and URL. Fill out the details and submit it, and you'll get a backlink to your website. Another type of link that is pretty great type of link to acquire when you can are local sponsorships. So obviously this is going to take a bit of money because you're actually going to have to sponsor somebody. But these can be really good quality links because they're generally very locally relevant, and you can choose where you want to acquire the link. So you can choose, for example, to only acquire a link on a high quality website. So the type of search engine operator you would want to use in this type of search is in URL, sponsors, city. So for example, in URL, sponsors, and then put in Miami. So now it's going to show you websites out there that have sponsors. You can basically reach out to these websites and ask them how much it costs for a sponsorship. Ask them if you can obtain a link back to your website when you sponsor them. So if you look here, I can see right away this one, these are their sponsors. If I click on that, there's a link back to the metrodade.com website. Next type of link that is a great link to acquire are testimonial links. So what you do for this is you reach out to your existing vendors and basically just ask them, hey, would you be interested in acquiring a testimonial from us and putting it on your company website? I mean, most people are pretty eager to acquire testimonials from their clients. And then you can just ask them if they'd mind basically sending a link back to your company's website under the testimonial. It looks pretty natural. It's very normal to see a testimonial on a company website with the name of the company who left the testimonial, and just ask them to make that a link. Another type of link that you can easily build up are resource page links. So again, you want to use search engine operators to facilitate the process. You want to use Google, Yahoo, Bing, or any other search engine out there. And an example of a search engine operator would be the name of the city, then in URL links. Show you quickly. Let's say we're sticking to Miami, in URL links. And now I see all different websites out there that have resource pages. So what you want to do is reach out to these companies and try and acquire a link from their resource page. So if you create a guide on your website that is valuable for other local websites to link out to, or other industry websites to link out to, you can contact them and say, hey, I have this great guide on, for example, on Miami. Would you be interested in including this on your resource page? You'll be surprised. A lot of people will actually include it if you create high quality content for them to link out to. Another type of link is called a sponsored link. So this involves a bit of money. It's essentially paying bloggers, paying websites out there to produce an article for you in exchange essentially for a link and to promote your brand. So this you'll use again Google, Yahoo, Bing, or other search engine operator, and use search engine operators to find these types of link opportunities. An example of a search engine operator to type in would be city sponsored post. So if we stick with Miami, put sponsored post, you'll get different, basically different websites that have sponsored posts on them. So you can see here, MiamiAgentMagazine.com. They're in, these are all the sponsored posts, so we know that they accept sponsored posts. All you have to do is reach out to them and ask them how much they charge for a sponsored post and if you can get your company featured. You can also do the same thing for industry. So let's say I'm in home improvement. I can put in sponsored post. And again, you'll get a list of websites that have sponsored posts on them already. And then you can reach out to those websites and ask them to, basically ask them how much it costs for a sponsored post and to include your website if you're willing to pay the fee. That's pretty much the gist of the easiest type of links to build up to your website. There are plenty of others, but these are some really good quick wins. If you stick with just these types of links, you'll still be able to rank your website. There's no doubt about it. You'll need to acquire many links over a period of time. So stick with it. It is very, very time intensive, but it's crucial to your online success. If you want to have success online, you need to be building up links to your website. Otherwise, your website will not appear in search engines on the first page. And if you're not on the first page, people aren't finding your business. If you're looking for help with this process, you're looking to outsource some of your online marketing, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can send us an email, info@upkeepmedia.com. You can also check out our website at upkeepmedia.com. In the description below this video, there's a link to our website. If you click on that link, it'll bring you to a page where you can actually download all the search engine operators that we use to find links. So the search engine operators I showed you in this video are only a small amount of the search engine operators that we use when we look to acquire links for our clients. If you enjoyed this training, please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below this video. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/upkeepmedia. We regularly post content that'll help you grow your business. You can also check out our blog at upkeepmedia.com/our-blog, where we also regularly post new content to help you grow your business. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to speaking to you guys soon. Take care.